on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning and welcome to the Tobago Updates morning show. It is July 22nd. Yes, Tuesday, July the 22nd. I am your host, Abby Phillips, and it is an exciting day, ladies and gentlemen. We have so much in store for you today. I hope that you're up. You're ready, you had your bush tea, you had your Lipton, you had your Twinings, you had your coffee, whatever you want to have. I hope that you had it and you have your energy and ready to go. We have a lot to talk about today. This is a lovely, lovely, lovely show we have. It is all about Tobago heritage. Yes, that's all I'll give you for now. It's about Tobago heritage. But before we get into any discussions, we go to our news in 90 seconds.
Thank you, Akinlabi. Here is your news in 90 seconds for Tuesday, July 22nd, 2025. The Trinidad and Tobago Police Service says former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley is not on any Interpol watch list. This follows Rowley's claims that he was flagged during recent travel and accused the national authorities of defaming him. The TTPS says a full check of Interpol systems found no alerts, flags or warrants tied to Rowley's name. They also confirmed no data was submitted by local law enforcement. The TTPS insists it remains apolitical and urges the public to rely on verified facts when addressing such sensitive matters. The Trinidad and Tobago Police Service conducted 84 operations across 12 divisions, resulting in 23 arrests, the recovery of 2 firearms and 86 rounds of ammunition. According to a media release, officers also carried out 507 searches, 45 traffic exercises, and targeted 36 high-priority offenders. Camouflage clothing and a ski mask were seized during operations in crime hotspots and along major roadways. The Southern Division led with 24 arrests and 151 traffic interventions, while the Interagency Task Force was key in recovering illegal weapons. The TTPS says these efforts reflect its ongoing commitment to public safety. TSTT CEO Kent Weston has resigned. The company announced Monday that Keno Cox, Assistant VP of Emerging Services, will act as CEO with immediate effect. Weston, who led TSTT through a period of profitability and growth, says he's proud of the progress made. Cox, a company veteran since 1998, thanked Weston and says he's ready to build on the momentum. And that was your news in 90 seconds.
Thank you very much, Natalia, for that news in 90 seconds. And we could see in your newscast
one of the major stories.
Yes, a new bacchanal. You know, Trinidad and Tobago, always some bacchanal early on a Monday morning. The former Prime Minister being intercepted by Interpol in Antigua and Barbuda. And that kicked off a firestorm of accusations and counter-arguments and everything in between.
I think on the side of the TTPS, I don't want to say that I'm siding with them, but they share a valuable point. I think we should just read into more of the facts before we state certain things in public. Yes. Because it was said that, well, he's more or less blaming the current government for what happened to him. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, the thing about it is that this whole issue of Interpol and somebody being on an Interpol list seems to be a very intricate and detailed process to get someone on a list, on the Interpol list. And even then, when you're on the Interpol list, they have different tiers too. There's a red alert, blue alerts, and some other alert. I'm not sure of what it is. But seeing how detailed and how much information, how many steps you have to go through to put someone on an Interpol list, it seems very, questionable that this new administration would just be able to magically place the former Prime Minister on the list in such short notice. I understand that the Prime Minister, he probably feels embarrassed and he feels you know.
It would be embarrassing to hear that you are on a watch list, especially for one of the Caribbean countries.
Yes.
Right? But I think, as you said, there are some fact checks that should have been made. There are a lot of tiers that you have to go through in order to find out, you know, why or what, on what exactly happened. And I think that's something that he probably should have done before probably lambasting the current government.
You know, I saw an article where he stated that they would have informed him, the Antiguan authorities would have informed him that it was a case of mistaken identity.
So there are a lot of questions raised there now. Why go forward to saying what you said?
Yes, so I don't know if it is that they would have informed him after he may have said what he said, or if they informed him before. But you know how sometimes politics goes.
Yes.
You know how sometimes, you know, like I always tell people, politicians tend to get very paranoid sometimes because they're under constant attack.
Why not? Yeah.
And
I think
I could see that he could feel that it was the administration that would have attacked him in this way. But when you look at the facts, like I said, in terms of how somebody gets on the Interpol list, because even Interpol, they make it very clear that they do not put you on a list for political reasons.
Right.
You are only placed on a list when the government or the organization could show clear criminal misconduct.
Okay, so I think, you know, a lot of facts, as we said, has to be checked. But Akinlabi, I know that is some Trini Bacchanal for you there. Yeah. But in other words, I know you mentioned that, you know, viewers should have drunken their bush tea and their coffee, etc. this morning. What about the cane juice from the Heritage yesterday? You know, I felt like you missed that out. Tobago Updates covered that. We saw one of our own on the Batty Mill, you know. I think I saw Aaron in the background even doing his job, you know.
Right.
So I think Updates had a fun time yesterday in Heritage. Were you able to?
No, I wasn't able to go up to Charlottesville, but I've been to Charlottesville on numerous occasions, and I can tell you it's really an amazing experience. And I'm very glad that the team from Tobago Updates were able to go out there and document and even show Tobagonians, broadcast to Tobagonians, the kind of rich heritage that one experiences when they go to Charlottesville for Natural Treasures Day. So, you know, I knew that Charlottesville would have been a hit yesterday. It's always a hit.
Always.
Every year it's a hit, you know, and I'm just glad that scores of persons were able to enjoy it as well. What
I love seeing as well is the heritage isn't lost, in that there was a mix of the older folks and the younger folks taking part in the Heritage Festival. Younger folks being able to tell the audience, you know, what they're looking at, you know, where the heritage from this specific thing comes from. And not just the older folks, well, we know they know a lot. But we've seen that the younger folks are taking up the mantle. So I was happy to see that Tobago heritage is not going to die because the younger folks are actually taking that up.
All right, Natalia, thank you very much for the news in 90 seconds, and I hope that you participate, you go out and you participate in the remainder of the Tobago Heritage Festival, and you have an amazing time.
Thank you so much.
I wish you a productive and wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you so much, Akinlabi. I'll hand over to you to give them the rundown for this morning.
All right, thank you very much. All right, so before we go into the rundown, we have to celebrate with those who are celebrating with us. It is time for our birthday shoutouts. Yes, our birthday shoutouts. And here at Tobago Updates, we like to celebrate with those who are celebrating special days. And we have first up the man that everybody in Tobago knows, my good friend, Caswell Gordon. Yes, Caswell Gordon, who is a part of the media fraternity here in Tobago. He's a very well-known photographer. We wish you happy birthday, good sir. God's richest blessings to you. And we pray that you feel highly blessed and enriched today. You are energized, and that you could go out and achieve what you want to achieve for the remainder of this year. We want you to take some time off to reflect on all the blessings that God has given to you throughout your entire lifetime. So happy birthday to you, Mr. Gordon. And our final birthday for today, Mr. Ian Jofield. Happy birthday to you, Mr. Jofield. God's richest blessings on your special day. And we pray God's guidance over you for the continuing year, and that all your dreams and aspirations, you bring them to realization. Happy birthday to you, sir. And yes, let's get straight into our rundown, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, it's all things heritage. And let me tell you, all hail the queens. Yes, all hail the queens. This entire show is about the Miss Tobago Heritage Personality Competition, and we're going to be having on a number of queens to talk to us about their experience so far in the competition, as well as the committee coordinator, Miss Oshun Trim, and the Marketing and Public Relations Committee member, Miss Abby Taylor. They're going to talk about the Miss Tobago Heritage Personality Competition 2025. But before we get into any of those discussions, we need to pay some bills. We need to go for a break. So do us a favor. Share the live, share the live, share the live. We will be right back after these messages.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up below. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show.
Hello, New York. Are you ready to celebrate the essence of Crusoe land and the culture of Tobago? Well, get ready for Tobago Day in New York City, hosted by the Tobago Empowerment and Alliance Mission, Sunday, August 17th, 2025, Nazareth High School Courtyard, 475 East 57th Street, Brooklyn, New York, 12 noon to 8 p.m. We bring the Tobago vibes to the Big Apple. Live music, Tobago food, cultural performances, and family fun. So bring Tanty, Granny, the uncle, invite the whole neighborhood. Just bring everybody and bring your significant other too. Come celebrate Tobago Day in New York City, Sunday, August 17th, Nazareth High School Courtyard. But I forget to tell all you, it's our 10th anniversary celebration. For more information, call 929-327-7857 or check Team's Facebook and Instagram pages, Team Tobago Day.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
When the game is on, you don't want to miss the best moments. With AMPLIA TV, you can enjoy our ultimate sports package and watch your favorite games on the go. Stay connected and informed with sports news, scores, and stats with AMPLIA's fastest internet speeds. Up to 1 GB fiber internet, you can stream riveting football action, cricket, NBA games, and much more. With AMPLIA, it's game on. Visit amplia.co.tt or call 800-4663. AMPLIA. Do more, live more.
Courts is well known as the Caribbean's largest retailer, providing consumers for generations with the very best products to enhance their homes. This year, we bring our expertise to businesses. Courts Business Solutions will serve small, medium, and large companies with the very best products at the most competitive prices, backed by warranties and after-sales support. Hoteliers, office managers, restaurants, and so many more. Courts Business Solutions, a brand of the Unicomer Group.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning.
back to the Tobago Updates morning show. Yes, and we have in studio with us Miss Oshun Trim, who is the committee coordinator for the Miss Tobago Heritage Personality Competition 2025. And before we get into any conversation with her, I just want to let you all know that she herself is a former queen. Yes, she won the competition in 2018. Good morning and welcome, Miss Trim.
Good morning, and thank you so much for having me. I'm very excited to talk about the Miss Tobago Heritage Personality 2025.
I am very happy that you are excited as well. So tell us about Miss Tobago Heritage Personality 2025. What people can look forward to.
Right, so let me just give you a little background on the Miss Tobago Heritage Personality in its entirety. So this process is one of women empowerment, personal development, and cultural retention. This year, the theme is Moments in Time, Stories in Stone, where we kind of immortalize and personify the known and not so known heritage sites in Tobago. So it ranges from the Robinson Crusoe Cave in Crown Point all the way up to the water wheel and ruins in Speyside. Now, we had some difference in the show this year, or the process rather. We would have seen it fit to introduce a mentor system with the past queens and delegates. So the delegates would have randomly selected their historical sites and their queen sister or queen mentor. We have mentors such as Cameron Bruno, that is Miss Tobago Heritage Personality 2017, Javier Taylor 2016, Arena Allen 2013. We have also Kedisha Kent. We saw her last week.
Yes.
She goes by the name of Baby. 2011, we have Renicia Rajman. 2010, we have the little older queens. We have Jody Melville, and she won 2005, and then we have Lisa McSween 1999.
Okay, all right. So you have some very interesting elements coming out in this year's competition.
Definitely.
Are there any other elements a person should know about concerning Miss Tobago Heritage Personality 2025?
Yes, definitely. So the first time I was on the committee, the chairman at the time was Miss Shanaria Taylor. I think that was around COVID, and she would have introduced something called My Village Project.
Yes.
So I would have taken that structure and implemented something called site spotlights, where the queens would have been able to research the sites that they would have chosen and presented it creatively. So they could have done it in song, done it in dance. So it's like a mini talent before the talent of the show, and it really gave them some exposure and answering questions, having a live audience, and facing the judges. It was done on the 13th of July at the Show Park Complex, and it was lovely. It was phenomenal. We could have seen the growth of the young ladies from the first time they would have been screened up until the site spotlights.
Okay, and I know that in past years, the delegates, they would have done a lot of community service and looking along with homes for the elderly and that kind of thing.
Yes.
And I know that one of the big issues in the concerning Tobago Heritage Festival on a whole is the passing down of knowledge and the culture to the younger generation. I don't know if you would have gone in that direction in one of your initiatives for this competition.
Right, so one of the activities that we would have done after speaking to our sponsor for Citizens, who would have been a proud sponsor for over 20 years. Thank you. Thank you for Citizens. We would have allow the girls to participate in Girls First. I think this is its 4th or 5th year running in Tobago, and they would have really engaged with the speakers and the young ladies who would have been there. So it's really about girl empowerment, women empowerment, and also cultural retention. Allowing the young girls to see the delegates in their prime would have really piqued the interest for them to participate moving forward.
And I know that you also had a session or an initiative where you would have had cultural icons come and pass down some knowledge to the delegates. You want to speak on that a little bit?
Yes, definitely. So usually when the ladies are screened, we realize that they are not quite knowledgeable about the heritage or the festival itself. So we found it fitting to introduce a workshop or segment where they would learn about these things, and we were so happy to have them experience Auntie Annette, and she would have spoken about the traditional foods, drinks, the heritage festivals, the offerings of the communities that would have been there and the communities that are no longer there. She also would have taught them some very interesting and traditional games. They had a wonderful time. They had fun, and I know in speaking to them, they probably would mention it.
Well, so you seem very passionate about this Miss Tobago Heritage Personality Competition. So just tell us what really piqued your interest in really wanting to coordinate this year's event.
Okay, so I think I've been on the spectrum of the Miss Tobago Heritage Personality, being on the committee, supporting, to being a chaperone, to then being in this position of coordinating. I really wanted to bring a difference. I wanted to bring some spice. I wanted to bring some passion. I just wanted to bring me and the island of Tobago in one space. And I think it is very, very exciting to know that young people are still interested, young women are still interested, not just in the physicality of the show, the physical elements of the show, but the cultural and traditional elements of the show too.
And how many delegates do we have participating this year?
So we have 7. We have 7 delegates, and we have delegates representing Scarborough, Bethel, Delaford, Palativere, Roxborough. I think I'm missing somebody, and Delicia's Dance Agencies. That's 7.
I think
Pembroke. Oh my gosh, how can I forget Pembroke?
Pembroke people would have come for you.
Oh, they would have had me. So
yes. Okay. So you have 7 delegates. That's a decent number of delegates. And from your observation, what have you noticed about the young ladies through the process thus far?
Yes. So in anything that you put yourself into and anything that challenges you, but ultimately allow you to grow. So the delegates would have entered very reserved, very shy, but the process would have really allowed them to be more expressive, more vocal, more poised and passionate about the culture and traditions of Tobago. This experience would have really showed that they would have grown in public speaking as well, and social interaction. So I'm very excited to see their growth in this process.
Okay, and tell us, you are the coordinator for this year. Somebody might be listening to this interview, they're watching on, and I might be interested in being a coordinator for next year or the next 2 years going forward.
Yes.
How does one get into really get into the planning of an event such as this?
Okay, so usually the Tobago Festivals Commission Limited would put out a call for proposals for any activity for all communities, and they would give you a list of items that you should put in your proposal, and once you are detailed as possible and you are financially savvy, I think there would not be an issue in choosing your proposal once it's well thought through, detail oriented, and financially savvy.
Okay, so will the show be televised? Is it a televised show? Will it be live streaming? Because that's one of the questions people ask all the time. Will we get a live stream of the show? Can we sit down in our house and watch it? So just tell us about some details concerning the show.
Okay, so this year we would have taken a different approach. The show would not be live because we want to encourage persons to come and experience it in its entirety on the night of the show. So the tickets are not very expensive, $100 for adults, $50 for children. You can access the tickets from the box office at the Shopper Complex, or you can visit any of the Festivals Commission Limited offices at Smithfield or at Scarborough at GNV Place to get your tickets.
All right. And it is happening, ladies and gentlemen. It is happening this Friday, July 25th from, I believe it is 8 p.m.
Yes.
8 p.m. sharp. This show is going to be a spectacular one. It is going to be amazing. It's going to be filled with a lot of lights and dancing and a lot of spectacle and excitement. So be sure to be in Shore Park by 7:30. You know, Tobagoans will like to come to things late. By 7:30, let's just be in our seats. 7:45, the latest. Be in your seats and be ready to witness something spectacular. The Miss Tobago Heritage Personality 2025 competition is on this Friday, 8 p.m. at the Shore Park Complex. So we have to go on a break, and when we come back, we'll be speaking with some of the delegates about their experiences so far in the competition. But do us a favor, please, other people want to hear about this. Share the live, share the live, share the live. We will be right back.
This week at the Tobago Heritage Festival 2025, Natural Treasures Day in Charlottesville, Monday 21st, 9 a.m. Salaka Feast in Pembroke, Wednesday 23rd, 8 p.m. Lekoto Folk Tales and Superstition, Thursday 24th, 8 p.m. Miss Tobago Heritage Personality Show, Friday 25th, from 6 p.m. Sponsored by First Citizens. Tobago Old Time Carnival Juve, Saturday 26th, 4 a.m. Heritage Calypso Monarch, Saturday 26th from 8 p.m. Buko Unveiled, Sunday 27th.
Are you in a dispute with a registered investment service provider of the TTSEC? Or maybe you're the victim of an investment scam? You can lodge a complaint or submit an anonymous tip to the Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission. Download our Investor Protection app or go to ttsec.org.tt to access our complaint form or submit an anonymous tip. Write a clear summary of your complaint. Submit copies of supporting documents along with the originals for verification. Provide a copy of the feedback received from the entity regarding your complaint. All investor complaints or scam reports submitted by the public are acknowledged and reviewed by the TTSEC. Investigations are pursued based on the outcome of the review. Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission, protecting the interests of investors and the public. You invest, we protect. Everyone benefits.
Want to get better? Where to start? What kind of exercise to do? What to eat? How to get restful sleep? Need a doctor to search for root cause? Look no further. Come to Majuba Hill Lifestyle Center Foundation at our Wellness Center in Goodwood, or Food Hub in Darrow Springs, Scarborough, or Doctor's Office in Goodwood and Darrow Spring. Contact 49 Swift 4979 438.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
My name is Tina Macmillan, your last year's third place winner and Miss Photogenic for last year's Miss Heritage Personality Show. And this year, I want to carry you with me for my Tobago Heritage experience. I'll be hosting With Tobago Updates, bringing you live coverage behind the scenes and also their giveaways, tickets to the heritage events, and a 2-night stay to the Manzolina Grand. So you need to stay locked on to Tobago Updates on all their social media platforms, Kina Macmillan on Facebook and originalmedusa.tt on TikTok. My Tobago Heritage experience with Tobago Updates. Stay tuned.
Do something and roll back, come let me reel. I make a brush back, brush back. Do something and roll back, come let me reel. I make a brush back, brush back. Do something and do something.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning. Look around and you will see.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. lovers of our heritage, hailing from the spirited shores of Delaford, where the sea kisses the cliffs and the traditions run deep in every step, it is my honor to be representing the Delaford Village Council as I present the Call-on Monument of Plymouth at the Miss Tobago Heritage Personality 2025. With pride and purpose, and as my chest abund me with excitement, I invite you to come out in your numbers on July 25th to support me, Miss Asha Melville, a true daughter of Delaford, as I show Tobago that when Delaford moves, the island listens. Me can't wait for you to come see the show that me and my girls are going to put on for you. Tobago's heritage is alive. Come and feel it now.
Welcome back to the Tobago Updates morning show, and we saw there Miss Asha Melville. Yes, Miss Asha Melville, and as she was in studio here looking at herself, she was mouthing the words. She was so into it. Good morning and welcome, Miss Melville.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so Miss Melville, just tell us who you will be representing in this year's competition.
I will be representing the Delaford Village Council.
Yes. And you'll have to select a monument, right? Which monument did you select?
The Call-on Monument at Plymouth.
Okay. And how has that been doing research on the Call-on Monument thus far?
It has been quite enlightening. Pardon me. I learned so much that the first settlers were the Dutch, the Duchy of Call-on, when the Duke Jacob Kettler came here, and they had come here more than once. They came here first in 1628. Right. Disease and the Kalinago, or the Caribs as we call them, and they ran. They really couldn't handle the pressure. And so they came back again in 1654, and they lasted a bit longer until like the 1693. Yes. And that is where they decided that this is where we are stationed. They put their flag down, said this is ours. They claimed. Okay. And that's why they are considered the first real settlers.
All right, and Ms. Melville, what really piqued your interest to really participate in the competition this year?
Last year, my cousin, Keena Macmillan, she went up for Miss Betsy's Hope. And seeing her transformation into femininity and poise, I thought, even though I may not in my natural state fit into that realm, I thought, yes, I'll try, and I will gain that experience personally, and that's why I chose to come.
And how has the experience been thus far? I know that you'll have done a number of workshops, training. I know you'll have to do some training for some dances and that kind of thing. How has it been so far? Have you felt that transformation?
I have. It's been very formative, from the walking and the dancing. You know, my family is very heavily creative. We dance, we sing, we draw, we write, because I write spoken word as well. And this experience has allowed me to tap into every aspect of my talent. The different elements of the formation part of it has drawn out all of my creative juices. And I can see it transforming me into a holistic young woman.
Okay, all right. And from all the workshops that you've done thus far, which one would you say impacted you the most?
Public speaking.
Right.
I came to realize that my tone sometimes can be misconstrued as performative. Excuse me. So I had to put more of my personality into it. And that's why, as much as I burned me with excitement, because I needed to let them feel Asha a bit more than the good evening, ladies and gentlemen, you know? Yes. So that was my favorite workshop, because it helped me to connect myself with the audience a bit more.
And your experience with the other young ladies thus far?
Wonderful. I think I've made long-lasting friendships. I feel like they're mom in the group, because I'm the oldest.
Okay.
I am. And I'm just seeing how they come together, helping each other, you know. It is a competition, but we have not done it in a negative way. Yeah. We have helped each other, we have brought each other forward. Wherever we lack, one of us lacks, we fill in and help the other person. It has really been more of a family. As Shade would like to say, we are a bit of a dysfunctional family that works.
Okay, and for Asha Melville, all your supporters who coming out on the 25th, because I know you're gathering your crew for the 25th of July. For all the supporters, what can they expect from Asha Melville come the night of the 25th?
A powerful presence. I will not make them disappointed. They will come there and they will see Ashlyn's daughter stand and command the stage in such a way that it will blow the entire audience's mind, and my people will be proud that I have represented them with grace and poise. That is what they will expect.
And we have a talent. I don't know if I could get a little sneak peek of a way of bringing for your talent if you want it to be a surprise on the day.
Surprise, darling, surprises.
A surprise. All right, but you're blowing people out.
Of course.
You're
Absolutely.
sure about that?
Absolutely.
All right, you all heard it. Confidence from Miss Asha Melville representing the Delaford Village Council. Miss Melville, before you go, just look into the camera right here and give your supporters one last boost to come out on the 25th.
Delaford, Dallas, your daughter calling you out. Come and support me as I bring such a powerful performance that it will take everybody in the stands up in a grandstand and clapping and giving me all the support. I'm going to make you all proud. Come out on the 25th of July and see me, the daughter of Delaford, perform for you.
All right, you heard it. You heard it. You heard it. You heard it from Asha Melville herself, representing the Delaford Village Council. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, this Miss Tobago Heritage Personality Competition is going to be something that you will never forget. Make sure and go and get your tickets at GNV Place or at Smithfield Road. Yes, or the main office at Smithfield Road, or you could go to the Shaw Park box office to get your tickets. Be sure to be there. Like I say, be seated by 7:30. This show is going to be a spectacular one. Yes, Miss Melville, thank you very much for being here with us. I want to move quickly along. We're going to move on to Miss Kelesé Gray. Yes, Miss Kelesé Gray is coming up next. So just taking this video from Miss Kelesé Gray.
All I'm hearing, the crown is calling and all your girl is answering. So I want you, he, she, and she to climb up the silk cotton tree and watch me as I uncover the moments in time that left stories in stone, like Gangang Sarah Grave, Upper Lekito, on July 25th at the Shore Park Complex. Come, witness the rise of a true Tobago queen, Miss Kelesé Gray, gracefully and proudly representing the Delicias Dance Agency.
These ladies have a lot of energy, a lot of spice, a lot of spunk to them. Welcome, welcome, Miss Kelesé Gray, representing Delicious Dance Agency in this year's Tobago Miss Tobago Heritage Personality Competition 2025. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you so much.
So just tell us a little bit about Kelesé Gray. Who is Kelesé Gray?
Who am I? Kelesé is a 20-year-old culinary arts student at the Tobago Hospitality and Tourism Institute. I am a part of the Delicious Dance Agency for 2 years now. And I just love everything to do with culture. I love being a performer and just, being in Tobago space, encouraging young ones to also love performing.
And is it this love for performing and love for culture that drove you to participate in this year's competition?
Indeed, it is. I wanted for my family, for persons who don't even know me, to come and see how talented, how much I enjoy performing so much. And
I know there's something called Heritage Spotlights. Which monument did you select?
Well, I had the Gangang Sarah's grave that is up at Golden Lane.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, the process of looking for information on this monument was a bit tiresome. It was confusing, to say the least, because, stories like that have a lot of different perspectives. So to try to bring all of those perspectives into one spotlight, to try to have each version of the story seen.
Right.
So to not say, well, the version I told is the fact.
Right.
Yeah, so that was basically...
And what is some of the information you can share with the public? For those who may not know anything about Gangang Sarah, what can you tell us about her?
Well, as many of you may know, and who don't know, she was a witch that came from West Africa. And she came, some say she came to help the slaves who were on the plantation at the time. Some say she came for her people that were stolen. And then she met a man. These women and these men, she met a man and they got married and whatever. And he eventually died. And she tried to fly back home. But she couldn't because, Tobago food. That callaloo and that crab and dumpling. She couldn't resist that. She had to get taste. So when she ate, and she tasted the salt, as they would say. And she tried to fly back. She lost her powers unknowingly. So she fell from the silk cotton tree and she died. And then her grave is in a lady's yard up at Golden Lane.
So you went to visit the grave?
Yes, I did.
What were your impressions? What were your thoughts about it? What feelings did you get when you went there? Because I've been there I've been there myself. I don't know. What were your impressions when you saw the grave?
To say the least, I was captivated. I feel like it was like, oh, okay, cool.
So you think more could be done to really preserve it and build it up and that kind of thing, turn it into a real tourist attraction?
Yes, turn it into a tourist attraction.
So Ms. Gray, tell us, what has your experience been like working with the other ladies, just going through the different workshops so far?
So far, I would say it has been amazing. These ladies are lovely, lovely. I don't think any other group of delegates has been this amazing. I don't know if I can be backed up by that. But they are a loving bunch. We help each other along the way. And the journey overall has been informative, so to speak. I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot from the delegates. I've learned a lot through the workshops to Miss Annette Alfred. So it has been a very wonderful experience thus far.
And do you think it has been transformative for you in any way whatsoever?
I would laugh because I did an interview recently and I used that exact word to describe my journey, transformative. It has allowed me to grow as a leader in my space among these beautiful women. It has allowed me to grow as a leader. It has developed my cultural knowledge. So yes, I would say that it has been very transformative.
So Kelesé, come the 25th of July, what could persons expect from Kelesé Gray in the competition? Representing DDA, Gang Sarah is your side spotlight. Tell us what to expect from me.
Let me tell you, you see this DDA girl? Come to experience a captivating, unforgettable show from me. You know, from my girls too, but from me, oh my gosh, you would go man and say yes. She deserves that win.
All right, so DDA taking it home then.
Yes.
All right. So Miss Kelesé Gray, thank you very, very much for being on set with us. We wish you all the best. We know that this experience has been so amazing for you. It has been, like you said, it has been transformative, and we hope that even after this competition, you could go from strength to strength.
Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to go for a short break, but when we come back, we continue our conversations with the delegates. And up next, we have Paula Touvier. Yes, Carina Kerr from Paula Touvier will be on set with us after the break. So do us a favor, share the live, share the live, share the live. We will be right back after these messages.
Tombile lambayado vitwe, 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 tombile lambayado vitwe. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Je suis Mademoiselle Carina Kerr, 19 years of age, representing the vibrant and picturesque village of Palatouvier. My assigned heritage site is the Buku Reef and Nylon Pool. On July 25th, come out and support me as I compete for the Miss Personality Heritage Competition 2025.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the competition is heating up, and that was Miss Carina Kerr. Yes, representing Palatouvier. Good morning and welcome, Miss Kerr.
Hi, good morning. And thank
Yes,
you.
Miss Kerr. So you're representing Palatouvier or the Palatouvier Village Council?
Palatouvier.
So you're representing Palatouvier. Yes. It's been a while. I haven't heard about Palatouvier in these competitions. You know, you're the first in a long time, or the first ever?
The first in a long time.
You've been the first in a long time. Okay. So tell us, which spotlight did you choose?
The spotlight I chose is the Buku Reef and Nylon Pool.
Okay, and in your research, what have you learned about the Buku Reef and the Nylon Pool?
Ooh. So, after the photo shoot, I took a walk to meet some of the villagers in Buku, and some information I got is that Princess Margaret came in 1962, and the Nylon Pool got its name from her, and the corals the sand, it's not really sand in the Buku Reef and Island Pool, it's dead corals.
Right.
Basically, yes.
Okay, and what has your experience been like going through this competition? But before we get into that, tell me what motivated you to really participate in the competition, and then tell us what your experience has been thus far.
What motivated me? So last year, I was watching the Queen show, and I was like, I said, Mommy, all I could imagine me on the stage and all in the crowd cheering, yeah, Carina! And Carina Kerr on the headlines, and you know.
Right.
So the question came, and I was like, Mommy, all I think I should go. And they said, yes, girl, go, you have talent, whatever. So that really boosts me, my confidence, and so. And the experience is an unforgettable experience. I learned a lot. And it has deepened my knowledge in culture and heritage.
And you said it's deepened your knowledge in culture and heritage, but would you have considered yourself before this competition that you were somebody that was really culturally inclined?
No.
So you wasn't really into culture and all that kind of thing before?
A bit, but since I'm in it now, I never regretted it.
Okay, so you would say that you've become a real... You start that journey into becoming a cultural enthusiast.
Yes.
And you think that is something that will continue even after the competition?
Yes.
Okay, so tell us, which one of the workshops they really impacted you the most thus far? I know they did a number of workshops. You did public speaking, you did one with Miss Annette Alfred, you did Girls First. Tell us which one of those workshops or initiatives really impacted you the most.
I would say the public speaking, knowing that I have a fear in speaking in public under law, and just the way how the teacher explained, you know, you have to stand up a certain way, and the hands, you know, if you have a problem with the hands, you fold it or you put it behind your back, and it's not something to be as afraid of.
I know that you all are doing a lot of work in terms of teaching you all how to walk and pose and that kind of thing. How has those training sessions been for you?
At first, it was a bit challenging, but now I'm seeing progress. I'm really seeing progress.
Okay. And what could persons expect from Carina Kerr come the 25th? I know you're going to bring out the whole apparel to wear. You're bringing down the whole apparel to wear. You might bring lands from me and Bloody Bear and all.
I'm representing the north side.
So you're representing the whole, so you're bringing the whole north side to Shaw Park come Friday the 25th. So tell us what the whole and north side could expect from Carina. You could look into the camera here and tell Northside what they could expect from you. Tell Tobago what they could expect from you on the 25th of July.
On the 25th of July at the Shaw Park Cultural Complex. Come prepared to be fascinated. Expect the unexpected.
Expect the unexpected, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it from Miss Carina Kerr. She is representing Parla Touvier at this year's Miss Tobago Heritage Personality Competition 2025. Go and get your tickets. You can get them at the Shaw Park box office. You can get them at the festival's office at Smithfield, or you can go to GNV Place and inquire about tickets. There's GNV Place, that's opposite Market Square in Scarborough, to inquire about tickets this Friday, 25th July from 8 p.m. Get there at 7:30. This will not be streamed live, so if you want to be a part of this spectacular, historic moment, you have to buy your ticket and be there to witness the greatness. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to go for a break, but do us a favor, help us out. Share the live, share the live, share the live. We will be right back after these messages.
My name is Tina Macmillan, your last year's third place winner and Miss Photogenic for last year's Miss Heritage Personality Show. And this year, I want to carry you with me for my Tobago Heritage experience. I'll be hosting with Tobago Updates, bringing you live coverage behind the scenes and also their giveaways. Tickets to the heritage events and a 2-night stay to the Manzalina Grand. So you need to stay locked on to Tobago updates on all their social media platforms, Keena Macmillan on Facebook and originalmedusa.tt on TikTok. My Tobago Heritage Experience with Tobago Updates. Stay tuned.
Do something and roll back, come let me reel. I make a brush back. Do something and roll back, come let me reel. I make a brush back. Do something and do something.
With Flow Business's new smart solutions powered by super fast, reliable broadband, you'll feel like there are more versions of you working for you. From website design, development, and digital marketing to promote your business, 24/7 business class support to cloud solutions, security, and more. Multiply your growth today.
Are you ready to celebrate the essence of Crusoe land and the culture of Tobago? Well, get ready for Tobago Day in New York City, hosted by the Tobago Empowerment and Alliance Mission, Sunday, August 17th, 2025, Nazareth High School Courtyard, 475 East 57th Street, Brooklyn, New York, 12 noon to 8 p.m. We bring the Tobago vibes to the Big Apple. Live music, Tobago food, cultural performances, and family fun. So bring Tanty, Granny, the uncle, invite the whole neighborhood. Just bring everybody and bring your significant other too. Come celebrate Tobago Day in New York City, Sunday, August 17th, Nazareth High School Courtyard. But I forget to tell all you, it's we 10th anniversary celebration. For more information, call 929-327-7857 or check Team's Facebook and Instagram pages, Team Tobago Day.
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
TNTech is pleased to advise that its Roxborough Service Center has reopened. Starting Monday, 10th March, customers can once more visit the Roxborough Administrative Building to pay TNTech bills, request new connections, and more. TNTech, powering the nation into the next generation.
Goals, we've got them. At S&R Hair Fantasy, we provide a wide variety of quality hair, the latest hair accessories, adult toys, skin lightening products, female underwear, and much more under one roof. Check us out on Shelbourne Street in Plymouth or call us at 317-0808. We're open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. S&R Hair Fantasy for queens who know exactly what they want.
I see girls, I see fun, I see winding up in the sun, I see 10 bottle of rum, DJ start the thing, let me jump. Cause I see girls, I see fun, I see winding up in the sun, I see 10 girls to a man, DJ start the thing, let me ramage. When my team touch down, everything get wild. Hey, 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 take out your flag and fling it up. Take out something and fling it up. Fling it up, fling it up high. Hey, 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 start to
this week at the Tobago Heritage Festival 2025. Natural Treasures Day in Charlottesville, Monday 21st, 9 a.m. Salaka Feast in Pembroke, Wednesday 23rd, 8 p.m. Lekoto Folk Tales and Superstition, Thursday 24th, 8 p.m. Miss Tobago Heritage Personality Show, Friday 25th from 6 p.m. Sponsored by First Citizens. Tobago Old Time Carnival Juve, Saturday 26th, 4 a.m. Heritage Calypso Monarch, Saturday 26th from 8 p.m. Buko Unveiled, Sunday 27th.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning. Come, let we go to Tobago, that paradise found by Robinson Crusoe. Good evening, everyone. Hailing from the capital of Tobago, I am Abby Phillips, representing the Scarborough Urban Village Council. Just like the secrets hidden deep within the Robinson Crusoe cave, I come with the spirit and the strength of my village with pride. So come out, July the 25th, 2025, as we vie for the Miss Tobago Heritage Personality Competition.
Welcome back to the Tobago Updates Morning Show, and that was Miss Abby Phillips. Miss Abby Phillips representing the Scarborough Urban Village Council. Good morning and welcome, Miss Phillips. How are you today?
Good morning. I am splendid this morning to be here.
Okay, Miss Phillips, and let me get straight into it. Tell us, why did Abby Phillips really want to participate in this year's competition?
Well, as they say, our team, time longer than twine. You know, so instead of waiting, it's better I check this off my bucket list, you know, because it's something I've been watching for years and want to take a part of. So I said, you know what, this year is my year. I'm coming to take this year and I'm going forward.
So when you see the call for submissions come out, you say, aha.
I was super excited, yes.
Okay, and tell us, this year you had to choose a site spotlight. Which one is your site spotlight?
Robinson Crusoe Cave.
That is a name I ain't heard in a long time.
Yes. It's a hidden cave.
And just tell us what you learn about the Robinson Crusoe Cave in all your research, because I know you all have to do research on different sites and that kind of thing. Tell Tobago what you learned so far.
Okay. Well, Robinson Crusoe Cave was named after Robinson Crusoe, right? An English fella who left England on a voyage to do trading. But up on different village, you know, he ended up going to Africa. From Africa, he went to Brazil. From Brazil, you know, he voyaged into our seas, where he gets into a shipwreck and floats up on our waters, you know, and stuck himself in that crease down in Sandy Point, you know, where he met Man Friday, you know, a local Amerindian that was here, surfaced in Tobago, when he thought he was the only individual on the land, because he described it as a land full of fruits, exotic fruits, you know, and the scenery, the whole scenery, the way how it is, the bushes, the trees, the flowers, the fruits, and he noticed a footprint in the sand. So he knew that he wasn't there alone, you know? So he followed that footprint and went into the bushes, you know, and saw Man Friday. He met Man Friday.
You know the whole story. You look like you know the whole story about Robinson Crusoe.
I am very, how to say it, fast when it comes to reading stuff and getting to know about things.
You pick up on things.
Yes, I will go digging. I will go digging just to find out, because I love the lacquerie.
Now, Miss Phillips, as you say you like the lacquerie and that kind of thing. I know that participating in competitions like this could be really, it could really test you, it could really push you to your limits. Tell us what your experience has been like thus far, preparing for the night of the competition.
Well, you know, everything that you do in life have challenge, you know? So I can't fall back on the challenge and be like, oh, I'm so overwhelmed. Everything is a process and a challenge, you know? So this experience to me was so intriguing. It was intriguing, but I will urge young ladies to come and try out to be a part of this Miss Tobago Heritage Personality, because it will make you come out of the box, you know? Be more respectful about your culture. You understand me? So this journey, it was marvelous, but a bit tedious.
And your experience interacting and working and training with the other delegates, how has that been for you?
Splendid. These women are so beautiful in soul, you know, and that is something that give us, I think all of us, the drive to come out, because, you know, we start missing each other. We want to be around. We have good conversations, you know. Yeah.
I know you have, apart from doing your workshops with the young ladies, you have to do your own training, you have to go and get your measurements taken for your gong. And
yes.
Tell us about those late nights and what really keeps you driven, even though you're feeling like you're at the very edge of your energy, of your all that you could give it. What keeps you going?
The people that supports me, the people who are going to be looking up at me, to know that I'm going to be on the stage and there's no room for slip up, you know? So I have to go forward, striving, you know, that way?
Yes. So something I've been asking everybody for the morning, which one of these workshops would you say was the most impactful on you as a delegate?
The financial seminar.
This is the first time I'm hearing somebody saying that for the morning.
Yeah, because, you know, it teaches us a lot. It teaches us a lot, how to budget, how to save, how to open a life insurance. So by the age we are 60, we have something to lean on, to depend on. So that was the most, you know, interesting part of the program for me.
And doing the training with the in terms of the walking, the dancing, has that cultural immersion been something very new for you, or this is something that you're always a part of?
This is something that is in me. Since I have a big personality. So it's something in me, you know? Everything that is cultural, I love it. I love it. So it's in me, you know?
Yes. Okay, you sound very interesting. You sound like a very confident woman.
I am.
And I know you're gonna bring the fire,
yes,
you're bringing the heat.
Yes, I am.
You're bringing the passion, you're bringing the energy.
And people are looking forward for me bringing that, because that is who I am. My personality is wide, big, broad.
That is Abby Phillips.
Yes, that is Abby Phillips.
So Abby Phillips, since you're bringing all of that energy and passion and heat come Friday, I want you to look into the camera right here and you tell your people to come out on Friday. Tell them what to expect from Abby Phillips.
Listen, come out this Friday, July the 25th at the Shaw Park Complex. If you want to see this heritage blow up, you know, you want to see all the ladies come out in the dandans, come out and experience us as we vie for the Miss Tobago Heritage Personality Competition.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it from Abby Phillips. Come out in your dandans. This show is going to be an epic one. These ladies are prepared, they're ready, they're confident, but they have a lot of camaraderie. If it's one thing that they're all saying, is that they have a lot of camaraderie, a lot of love for each other. They've been supporting each other, and they've been really having each other's back throughout this entire process. Don't just take this for granted. No, this is a very difficult undertaking. People often look at Queen shows and think it's a walk in the park, and these ladies just strutting the stuff on the stage and they're talking nicely and everything is a breeze. This is not a breeze. This is not a breeze. It's a very, very difficult, very demanding process, and it is every single one of these ladies, every single one of these 7 ladies, they're very brave for doing this. It's not easy to go out in front of and stand in front of a crowd and perform in front of a crowd and face public criticism, public critique, because you know people in Tobago, we love to have we say in Queen shows about who was good and who not good, and to put yourself out to face that, is an act of bravery. So we really salute all these 7 ladies. And we thank you, Miss Abby Phillips, for being here.
Thank you.
And we wish you all the best in the competition coming up on the 25th. Ladies and gentlemen, be there on the 25th of July. Yes, the 25th of July, 8 p.m. So we're moving on now to our final contestant. Yes, we're moving on to our final contestant, ladies and gentlemen, and that's Miss Denique Saul. Yes, Miss Denique Saul. Yes, and you can see her picture coming up there. You can see her picture coming up there, Miss Denique Saul. She's our final contestant speaking for the day, and I believe Miss Saul is representing Bethel. Yes, Miss Denique Saul is representing Bethel, and you can see her picture up there, and we will pull up her video very shortly of her giving her introduction. These introductions took place on the opening night. Yes, opening night. Opening night. It took place on opening night. That was on the 10th of July 2025. Yes, so Miss Denique Saul's video should be coming up shortly as we set her up here to continue her interview, to start her interview actually, coming shortly representing Bethel.
Good evening all, I am Denique Saul. 22 years wrapped in rhythm, a daughter of tradition, a vessel for dance. And it is with deep pride and courage that I stand before you as the delegate representing the culturally rich village of Bethel. Yes, Bethel, B-E-T-H-E-L. Bethel is making a comeback, not just a quiet return, but a powerful reawakening. Flowing through me is the spirit of the Speyside water wheel and ruins. Not just rust and rock, but a sacred witness to Tobago's legacy. On July 25th, right here at Shore Park Complex, join me, come feel the heartbeat of Tobago's heritage, and let's turn the wheel together one more time.
All these ladies are coming with so much confidence, they're coming with so much energy, and I just anticipating what we will get for a show on Friday night. So I just want to welcome in studio Miss Denique Saul representing Bethel. Good morning and welcome, Miss Saul.
Good morning and thank you for having me.
So Miss Saul, before we get into it, tell us which site spotlight you will be representing as well.
I will be representing the Speyside Water Wheel and Ruins.
So the Speyside Water Wheel and Ruins. Oh, in your research, what have you learned about the Speyside Water Wheel and Ruins?
I would have learned that the Speyside Water Wheel and Ruins was on a sugar estate at Speyside.
Mm-hmm.
The sugar estate began in the 1800s. And not only was it a sugar estate that used to produce, obviously, sugar and molasses, they also produced rum on the estate. That's something that I found out in the later half, actually, and it was very fascinating. There's also a hidden cave.
Really?
There's a cave running underneath. Yes, the road that separates the ruins from the wheel. Well, that street that takes you to Blue Waters.
Mm-hmm.
There's a cave running below that.
You know, you just taught me something there. I didn't know that they used to use the water wheel to produce rum.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that there was a cave there as well. So I actually learning something from you this morning.
More of a tunnel than a cave, but
a tunnel. Yeah. Well, even that I didn't know. Yeah. So you know, you this spotlight initiative is really good because not only are the delegates learning stuff, but I learned something. The public learning something now that they're viewing in and listening to what you're saying. But Miss Saul, what really drove you to participate in this year's competition? What motivated you?
I was actually asked to participate 2 years ago.
2 years ago?
Yes.
You was running from it? Yes, running from it.
Yes, I was ducking and hiding from the village council. The first year, I was shy.
Mm-hmm.
The second year, I told myself, I just started a new job actually, so I didn't know if I had the time to dedicate. I was like, let me get into this. It was my first step into the career that I was pursuing at the moment. So this year when they came again, I was like, you know what?
Can't run anymore.
I can't run anymore. And I just said, all right, I'll do it. This year is my year.
And you think it's a decision that you regret, or is something that you're really glad, a step that you're really glad that you made?
Yes, I'm actually very glad that I took this opportunity to be a part of this competition.
And in taking this opportunity thus far, do you see that you've grown in any way at all?
Tremendously.
In what ways have you grown? Tell us.
I'm not sure if any of the young ladies can attest to this, but I have I don't know what to call it. I have a flame. I have a burst of a flame. Sometimes it comes across as aggressive. So it took a lot to find that, acknowledge it, and tone it down. Because it's a competition where everybody needs to be, we need to be able to work with each other. We need to be able to work with our teams, the persons hosting the seminars, the committee from Festival Commission. So it took a lot in me to find it, acknowledge it, tone it down, and move accordingly, move with more grace rather than aggression.
Right, so it's more like finding a diamond in the rough and you're carving it out, you're perfecting it, that kind of thing.
Yes.
And I know that, like, I've been speaking with all the delegates for today, that you have been engaging in a lot of cultural immersion. Yes. Would you have considered yourself a cultural woman before this?
Of course. I have been dancing since age 10. That first time I feel a beat in my chest, it was like, that was love. So like heritage, Tobago heritage specifically, is my first love.
So you've been in this cultural space for quite some time. I know that you had a session with Miss Annette Alfred. Even though you've been in the cultural session for quite some time, is there anything at all that you learned from Miss Annette Alfred that you think would have you appreciated and would have led to you being growing even more culturally?
Yes, her seminar definitely did deepen my appreciation and love for the Tobago heritage, because she taught us a lot of stuff that I didn't know. Being a dancer, you're backstage, you're part of the production, but you don't get to sit or be a part of what's happening in the production. You don't get to see the entire thing, so you don't get to appreciate what the production was about. I've been a part of Salaka Feast since 2014. Well, the last Salaka Feast would have been in 2023. I probably would have missed about 2 in between due to COVID and stuff like that. But she taught us some things that I didn't get the chance to sit down and listen to in Salaka Feast. Even in Plymouth, I've done a lot of heritage. This year was the first time I actually get to be a part of Charleville Heritage, not as a dancer, I was actually a patron, and it was so nice to just be there. Although I went to my eye down by the river by the dead. It was very nice to have that experience rather than to be a part of the cast.
Okay, and how was the time been with the ladies? I know all of them are saying it's been an excellent experience. How has it been for you as well?
Same. I have no complaints. Guys are lovely. The team, lovely. Nothing short of a good experience so far.
So come Friday the 25th, I want you to look straight into this camera and know better people. And know better people, they like to come out and support their own. They're very strong behind their own. I know half a show park going to be better come Friday the 25th. I want you to look into the camera and tell Tobago what they could expect from Denique Saul.
On Friday 25th at the Show Park Complex, 8 p.m. As you said, Bethel, I am your daughter, and I am here to represent you proudly and courageously.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it from Denique Saul. You heard it. She's a little modest today, you know. But you see, come the 25th, all these ladies, they're going to come out strong. But it's not going to be any bitter rivalry. They have a love for each other. They support each other. But they're still coming out to give the best. This show is going to be a spectacular one. Again, get your tickets at Smithfield, the festival's office at Smithfield. Get your tickets. You could go to GNV Place and inquire about tickets, or you can go to the Shaw Park box office to get your tickets. Be there, seated at 7:30, 7:45, the latest. The show starts promptly at 8. It will not be live streamed. It will not be televised. So you have to be there to witness greatness, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you, Miss Denique Saul, for being in with us, and I want to thank all the ladies for being with us this morning. Unfortunately, that's all we have for today's show. But before we go, we have our feature segment. We have a feature segment called The Good Stuff. Yes, The Good Stuff. And this morning, we are featuring the dirt oven. The dirt oven is a traditional method of cooking in Tobago dating back to the post-emancipation era. It played a vital role in community life, food culture, and economic survival. Built from natural and discarded materials like marl, cow dung, and bricks, it was an affordable, environmentally friendly solution for baking. The oven design included a front door, side ash pit, and tools like paddles and brooms for operation. It also fostered social bonding with villagers, often sharing ovens for events like weddings and holidays. Importantly, it empowered women by offering an alternative to estate work through baking and selling local goods. Though knowledge of the oven has largely been passed down orally, it remains a powerful symbol of Tobagonian resilience, heritage, and ingenuity. Today, the dirt oven is seen not just as a cooking tool, but as a cultural icon worthy of preservation. And that is our Good Stuff segment. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of our Tobago Updates morning show, but our programming continues. Up next, we have GMT. So do us a favor, stay tuned and share the live, share the live, share the live. GMT is up next.
We are here at the Scarborough General Hospital Medical Imaging Department. This morning, we actually hand over our brand new 64-slice CT scanner, replacing the 16-slice scanner that we've had since the inception of the hospital. We've had a CT scanner, but this 64-slice would enable us to have faster images. So it's, of course, shorter scan time for our patients, better imaging quality, so we'll be able to see detail in a much more efficient fashion, enabling better diagnosis, and it will also enable us to do things like CT angiography that we could not have done.
So it is really, really an honor being here this morning to finally participate in this ceremony. Of course, we know that the CT scan is one of those pieces of equipment that can really help us with a whole lot. Its capacity to see what is happening within the body means that it can help us when we're dealing with trauma, even when we're dealing with NCDs, when we're dealing with a full gamut, cancers, when we're dealing with a full gamut of diseases in terms of diagnostics. Ready?
My name is Giselle Gittins-Peters, and I'm the Vice Chair of the Tobago Regional Health Authority's Internship Program. I am extremely pleased to bring warm greetings and officially welcome you to our year 2025. As part of its corporate social responsibility, the Tobago Regional Health Authority, under the auspices of our Secretary of Health and our Board of Directors, would have taken a decision in 2023 to host our first internship program. This is our third year. You are our third year. You are part of this hat-trick experience that we are calling Internship 2025. Did I mention that we are happy to have you? Yes. Yes, we are.
It is truly an honor to welcome you to the opening ceremony of the Tobago Regional Health Authority's third edition of its internship program for 2025. So interns, congratulations. Today you take the first step not only into the world of work, but also into your own leadership journey. This year's theme, empowering our youth to be future leaders, speaks directly to your presence here. You are not just trainees. You are tomorrow's innovators, tomorrow's decision makers, and its change agents.
The theme of this year's internship, empowering our youth to become future leaders, is a true reflection of our commitment at the authority to provide avenues for our youth to be exposed to the dynamic field that is healthcare. We believe that it is our responsibility to broaden public understanding of what healthcare truly entails.
No one is here to hand you an opportunity. Whether you like it or not, life is a competition. You are competing amongst the best of the best to excel in this life. No one's here to feel sorry for you. I'm gonna be point blank with you. You need to excel and go above and beyond for what you want in this life.
Overall, the internship taught me way more than just how to do a job, because if I'd been honest with all, I was just studying in the morning. I had to be honest. It gave me real world experience because I was extremely naive as to how the real world was coming out of sixth form. I only did sixth form to honestly get away from the real world. I'll always be thankful for the people that I met in the internship, the lessons I learned, and the memories I made.
It's really, really good being here this morning as we welcome you to this TRHA internship program. Yes, it is something that started a couple years ago, and we did it because we are investing in something that is far bigger than just training. Yeah? We are doing something today that is way bigger than just an orientation. What we're doing right now is investing in the future of healthcare in Tobago. What the Tobago Regional Health Authority is doing right now is investing in every single one of you.
Good morning and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. I am your host, Chanel Felix, and you know whenever you see me sitting here, it's because we're about to have those conversations that you want to have while I ask those questions that you want asked. But this morning, as we kickstart our conversation, jumping right off of all that's happening in the Tobago Heritage Festival, we have the Moores on set with us this morning. And I'm talking about Mr. Oswin Moore and Mrs. Pearline Moore. And they are talking all about the Moores family reunion. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Thank you. No, it's a pleasure to have you here this morning. We're talking about another one of those big Tobago family reunions. And you know, we say here in Tobago, everybody related.
Yeah,
You
so
understand? When you really do the map and the tree, you realize, you know, everybody is a cousin to somebody and an in-law to another. So tell us, how many years are you celebrating in this particular family reunion, and where would it be taking place, and who is invited?
All right. So first of all, thanks for having us. We're very grateful to being able to come and talk to you. This will be the 25th year that we're having this family reunion. And we have it every 5 years. 5 years is a good enough time to develop some new thinking and new perspectives. And it's in a number of parts. First of all, we use the period to reflect on the improbability of a family that started with 3 more brothers coming from Barbados to Charlottesville, and then moving out from there, one to Palatavere, the other to Lambo, the other one staying at Charlottesville, and spawning a very consequential family throughout Tobago. The improbability of the success of that family over the 10 generations since is something we reflect on. And when you reflect on it and you feel as though you understand the blessing that it has represented, we give thanks. So Thanksgiving is a big part. And then, of course, we honor a number of people who would have helped us along the way. Beyond that, deepening and strengthening of bonds of the family members, because it's such a large family. Many of them part of the diaspora coming back here for this reunion. So we deepen, we strengthen the roots, and trying to encourage a sense of belonging, a sense of connectedness, sense of rootedness. Beyond that, the next thing we do a lot is education. Education has been one of the tenets of the Moore family ever since these brothers came to Charlottesville. And it's not education just in the academic sense. There's a lot of mentoring that's going to be going on. Education in terms of wellness, physical, spiritual wellness, but also financial and economic wellness. Those are some of the areas that we tackle. And good citizenship. What does it mean to be a Moore? When we grew up, our good name was a big thing. So we want to revisit that again, right? And then, so this will be happening over the next week and a half. And by the end of this week and a half, each clan, because each Moore, the 3 Moores went to Palatavere, Charlottesville, Lambo, each clan would have visited the other 2 clans and be visited by the other 2 clans. We would have had a gala event that would host over 300 people. We'd have had a church service for all of the Moors together. That would be another 200 people. We would honor the oldest grave site of a Moor in Tobago at St. Patrick's in Mount Pleasant. The family tree would have been extended because we would have met a number of new people. We probably have over 2,000 something on the tree right now. We expect it will go up to close to 3,000. So, you know, and then of course, countless other people's lives would have been touched by this. We hope this could be a new form of tourism for Tobago, a reunion tourism, because many of us are coming from overseas. We have to rent maxi taxis and stuff like that.
And Pauline, so tell us, why have you been officially mapping your family tree? And if so, what is the significance of that, you know, as your family continues to progress?
Okay, good morning. Mapping our family tree is very important to us. What I in particular have discovered, I knew Moors. I went to school with persons who did not carry the surname Moore. But upon mapping the family tree, we realized that many of us are related. And that has brought a closer bond between us.
Excellent. And, you know, Mr. Oswin, you know, talk to us about how mapping the family tree can impact the future progress of your family. And you spoke about the economic benefits of that. You spoke about, you know, the business side of that. You know, how does that help to benefit your family, and how can other families take pattern from that?
Yeah. So one of the powerful things of mapping this family tree is you begin to understand where you came from and some of the people that brought you to where you are today and some of the sacrifices they made. So there are some real greats, mainly in the Charlottesville area or initially.
who lifted up a whole nation. You're talking about folks like Eugenio Moore, who was the economic advisor to the Prime Minister and head of the public service. You're talking about Doddridge Aline, similar, economic advisor to the Prime Minister and head of the public service. J.D. Elder, Dr. J.D. Elder. So these are folks you can find on the family tree and trace your lineage back to them. But it also tells the more person down the line that these folks did these things. This is not something that is alien to you. You can do some of these things as well, because what they had to work with was much less than we had to work with. And we set up fora that people can mentor, because there are many other success stories. Right now, there's Shaq Moore, who plays international soccer for the US and plays professional soccer, and many other professional sports people in the group and culture people in the group. So the family tree gives you a chance to realize that you know where you could tap into if you want to get additional
Right, I'm glad that you said that, because that's exactly where I was going with it. It creates a network that is, invaluable.
Yes.
When you realize that, you probably have 2 cousins who are superstars in Hollywood, and, a couple of them that are lawyers and doctors. And if you ever find yourself in a predicament where you do need that type of assistance, you probably get 50% off the service, right?
Free.
But we still support family regardless.
Absolutely.
Right? And, I am glad that you said looking back to who came from your lineage, because it often says to persons that, when they do feel defeated, that I came from greatness and therefore I am greatness.
Thank you so much.
And greatness runs in my veins.
Thank you so much.
And so tell us about the activities that are happening. You spoke about the gala, this church service, all of that. What are the days that these things are happening?
Well, we would have actually started on Sunday evening with our meet and greet. That's where all the persons who were coming in, we met together with the locals, and we had a wonderful time. So that started on Sunday. Tomorrow, which is Wednesday, everybody heads to Charlottesville. Everybody heads to Charlottesville. And one of the things that happens is that each clan tries to outdo the other.
So it's type of a internal family harvest type situation.
Yes. And they keep secrets, so we don't even know what some of these clans are going to do.
Okay. And then on Thursday, we go to Palatine. And these activities are all day. And one of the highlights occurs on Friday. We meet in Scarborough. Everybody meets in Scarborough. We do a parade, and then Lambo's turn is on Friday afternoon at the food hub. We normally hold it in Lambo, but this year we're having it at the food hub.
Excellent.
And on just a minute, when we parade in our colors. Each clan is identified by a particular color. I am wearing burgundy, which is the color for Palatine. And then Charlottesville comes with yellow, and Lambo with orange. So that's where we are. They're showing off, doing our thing.
Excellent. And I'm happy to see, the level of enthusiasm that comes with this type of celebration, because there are persons who have an innate love for family. And I am one of those persons. They just love to be at those gatherings around family, and it just warms your heart. You find, like, in the middle of a sitting, you just get teary-eyed for no reason, because your heart is literally full.
Thank you.
To see the generations and just to see, different persons coming together and, understanding the value of the strength that comes with unity. And so there's a lot that's happening still, right? Yes. So you have the clans meeting up, and so who is invited, and how can a person know if they are indeed a Moor or related to a Moor? How can a person know if they should be at this family reunion event?
That's a really good question, right? So most people who are Moors tend to
have grown up knowing that they're Moors and related, okay? But for those who may not, just reach out. A good place to reach out would be on Saturday morning. That's on the 26th, right? We have the gala in the evening, but we have a soup sale in the morning. And this soup sale is at Shore Park, I believe.
At the food hub.
At the food hub. We're inviting people to come there and start bonding and discovering and buy some soup while you're at it, right?
So you buy some soup and you come and you ask a question.
Ask a question.
Right.
And
so
we bring you the answer.
My great-great-grandmother was Mr.
Yeah, just give us a place to start. Say, well, you know, my great-great-grandmother was
married to this one, and then this one begot this one.
There you go. And we have a tree. We actually do have a tree that has lots of that linkage on it, right? Because J.D. Elder was who he was. He was a cultural icon. And I had an aunt whose name was Harriet Moore from the Lambo clan. And there was an elder from the Lambo clan that she celebrated her 100th birthday back in 1982. And as a youngster went and interviewed her with J.D. Elder over my shoulder and my auntie Harriet. And she traced to us everything from the 3 Barbadian Moors who first came. They went to Charlottesville, to Palatuvia, and to Lambo, and everything back from there.
So, okay, do you remember who did they marry? So the Moors in the brother that was in Charlottesville, who did he marry?
Yeah, we have all of that.
Marry and who did
we have all of that.
What are the surnames?
Can't remember it right off the top now. Yeah. But so he married. Moses is the Lambo one. Okay. I can't remember the Charlottesville one, but it's on the tree. Right. And he was an Igbo. Right? He was a Yoruba, and this lady was a Igbo person.
Right. So, and we know the history of that in
exactly
Nigeria.
So. Exactly so.
In that time, that was quite taboo
for
exactly. Igbos and Yorubas to mix. But today it's quite common now. But they do trace their history back to Nigeria and the Benin Kingdom.
Exactly. So that's a good question, because we try to put as much detail as we could on the tree, right, to include that sort of stuff. I mean, I did my DNA test just to see, Nigeria, Ghana, West Africa, there's about 78 or 80% of me right there,
Excellent, excellent. And, why is it important for even, the younger persons within your family, the younger Moors and other surnames to get involved and to want to be a part of this?
Well, definitely because we live in a small island called Tobago. And you would have cousins getting married to cousins. So we want to, as far as possible, we cannot eliminate it.
Right.
Avoid interbreeding.
Understood.
Most important.
And, what are some of the events you want to, again, highlight to ensure that persons come out and support to be a part of that, even as we round up our discussion this morning?
Okay, so there's Charlottesville on Wednesday, tomorrow. Then we go to Palatuvia on Thursday. Friday we come to Scarborough, have a good time, and then go to Lambo. Saturday morning we have our soup sale. Saturday evening is the dress-up time.
That's the gala.
Fashion show, etc. That's the gala. Sunday morning at 10, we go to St. Patrick's AC, where that famous grave is of Dormout Moore.
Right. And how are you planning to fit all those persons in that St. Patrick Church?
That's a good problem to have.
That's a good problem to have. And then on Monday, you have the education and wellness seminar at the Shore Park complex.
There you go.
And that one is also open to the public.
Yes. Now, just to say a bit about Dormout. Dormout was, he was a sexton at that church for a long time. He was a beloved sexton, so much so that he's buried right out at the door mouth of the church. Now, this name Dormout, as they call him, or Dormut, as they would say back in the day, because when he was older, he sat at the door mouth of his house and just greeted everybody. Then, as a sexton, he sat at the door mouth of the church and greeted everybody as they come in and rang the bell and that sort of stuff, right? So when he died, I mean, he would not have known that he was going to be given this signal honor of being buried right up front at the door mouth of the church, right in the midst of some real greats of the society and the world at the time, because this was the Church of England. So you have a guy called Sir Geoffrey Knox, who I understand may have owned the lands down by John Moore back there. My parents eventually bought a piece of land from. He is there, buried right next to this humble little man, right? C.P. Roberts, a guy who was the principal of Bonacol Government School when I was a student there. He's right next to him. Silton Rodriguez. Now there's a lady who has a slave connection in terms of being one of the last to bring some of the bricks to build that church. So they're all buried there. So the church is a notable thing that a church could find its way to do that to a very humble person. So we have created a whole new monument around him. We've refurbished that grave, built a whole marble stone on it with some carvings and so on. And that's a really big part of what we're going to be doing on that day.
Excellent. And, what I hear you saying, you're talking a lot about, historical preservation. So do you guys have any literature books that have been written to, highlight some of the things that you're saying here today that, 15, 20, 100 years from now, Moors can look back and read and digest all this information that you now have?
Sure. Well, I will answer it this way, right? So the family tree is a sort of source document, and we are challenging the next generations to start writing some of this stuff down. The Charlottesville clan has a book called Misla O, okay? That was written, I guess, by that clan a long time ago. I saw a copy of it. Deborah Moore Miggins wrote a book called The Caribbean Proverbs That Raised Us. So all of these things are closing in on just filling in other bits and pieces of what you're saying. We want to write it down. And so the young people, we have a campfire night where we're talking stories about our history.
So is anybody going to be recording it?
Yes, absolutely. The entire thing is going to be recorded. The entire thing is going to be recorded. And we're hoping to set a good example. I mean, we are proud of who we are, but we're not proud in a puffed up way. We just see that we have a responsibility, having been the beneficiaries of all that sacrifice that people who had no idea what we would become have made, to show that we could use this, to encourage others to do something like it.
Excellent, and I am sure that your forefathers would be very proud.
We hope so.
To have seen, that display of pride for who you are and where you came from. We want to thank you so much for coming here this morning, and we want to encourage all Moors and related persons in Tobago. You are Moor, relative to a Moor. And what are the other surnames that are
Moor? There are so many.
Carringtons, Elders, Jameses, Isaacs, Nicholsons, Hislops,
Waldrons.
Okay.
There are so many more.
It sounds like the whole to me.
Alleens, a lot of them.
Excellent. Well, again, we want to thank you, but we're going to take a quick break right here.
Just one more thing. We did not mention our farewell.
Right. Yeah. So this is happening on the 29th of July, right?
That's one at...
This is Tuesday the 29th, and this farewell is happening at the Lowlands Junction.
Right. Pearly Christmas. The Christmas is another name as well. Right?
Excellent. Well, again, thank you, and we look forward to you having a successful family reunion celebration, right? And to much, much more.
And
I really do hope that you get to document that history.
Yes, thank you so much.
Have that literature and those videos for the next generation to see.
Don't forget the soup sale.
And don't forget there's the soup sale that's happening Saturday morning at the Food Hub. So if you want to come out and really find out if you are a relative of the Moors, then that's the place to be. Come and check out their family tree and see if you know anyone on there that looks quite familiar to you. Guys, we're going to take a quick break right here, and we'll be back right after this. See you soon.
The energy filled the skies. I say thanks a favor to wake up and hear my neighbor. 60,000 people strong.
This week at the Tobago Heritage Festival 2025, Natural Treasures Day in Charlottesville, Monday 21st, 9 a.m. Salaka Feast in Pembroke, Wednesday 23rd, 8 p.m. Lekoto Folk Tales and Superstition, Thursday 24th, 8 p.m. Miss Tobago Heritage Personality Show, Friday 25th, from 6 p.m. Sponsored by First Citizens. Tobago Old Time Carnival Juve, Saturday 26th, 4 a.m. Heritage Calypso Monarch, Saturday 26th from 8 p.m. Buko Unveiled, Sunday 27th.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, buljoil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meats served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
Quartz is well known as the Caribbean's largest retailer, providing consumers for generations with the very best products to enhance their homes. This year, we bring our expertise to businesses. Quartz Business Solutions will serve small, medium, and large companies with the very best products at the most competitive prices, backed by warranties and after-sales support. Hoteliers, office managers, restaurants, and so many more. Quartz Business Solutions, a brand of the Unicomer Group.
My name is Tina Macmillan, your last year's third place winner and the Miss Photogenic for last year's Miss Heritage Personality Show. And this year, I want to carry you with me for my Tobago Heritage experience. I'll be hosting with Tobago Updates, bringing you live coverage behind the scenes and also their giveaways, tickets to the heritage events, and a 2-night stay to the Manzolina Grand. So you need to stay locked on to Tobago Updates on all their social media platforms, Kina Macmillan on Facebook and originalmedusa.tt on TikTok. My Tobago Heritage experience with Tobago Updates. Stay tuned.
Do something and roll back, come let me reel. I make a brush back, brush back. Do something and roll back, come let me reel. I make a brush back, brush back. Do something and do something.
Are you ready to celebrate the essence of Crusoe land and the culture of Tobago? Well, get ready for Tobago Day in New York City, hosted by the Tobago Empowerment and Alliance Mission, Sunday, August 17, 2025, Nazareth High School Courtyard, 475 East 57th Street, Brooklyn, New York, 12 noon to 8 p.m. We bring the Tobago vibes to the Big Apple. Live music, Tobago food, cultural performances, and family fun. So bring Tanty, Granny, the uncle, invite the whole neighborhood. Just bring everybody and bring your significant other too. Come celebrate Tobago Day in New York City, Sunday, August 17th, Nazareth High School Courtyard. But hey, I forget to tell all you, it's with 10th anniversary celebration. For more information, call 929-327-7857 or check Team's Facebook and Instagram pages, Team Tobago Day.
Tobago updates.
good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. Guys, this morning we continue our conversation and we're talking about all that's happening literally for the Tobago Heritage Festival. We're talking about Heritage Happenings 2025. And this morning I have the pleasure of sitting and chatting here on set with Mr. Kendrick Noel, who's a musical arranger, and we have Mr. Roger Sadina, who is also here with us, and he is also in charge of music and production. Right, so we want to talk a bit about this music festival that's happening throughout the during the Tobago Heritage Festival. It's called Heritage Happening 2025. Now, this is taking place on the 27th of July 2025. This is at 5 p.m. And this will be on the tennis court in Mount Pleasant. That's right next to the Dixieland Pantheon. Good morning, guys, and welcome. So we're talking about Heritage Happenings 2025. Give us a bit of an overview. You guys have been doing this 5 years now.
3 years.
3 years now.
This is our third year.
This is our third.
Good morning, man. Good morning to your viewers.
Third
and listeners.
installment, and we're still going.
We're still going strong. So for the Heritage season, we just wanted to fit one event that encapsulates all of the happenings of heritage. The sights, the sounds, the flavors, the tastes, the embodiment of everything that we know as our culture here in Tobago. And therefore, the event was more than just a concert, more than just a show, more than just a pan, lime. It's a happening. And therefore, now we have to coin the name, now we have to copyright the name to ensure that when people hear Heritage Happening, they understand, no, this is not the calendar in review. This is the premier event for Tobago in the month of July.
I'm glad you said that, because that's the first thing that came to my mind when I saw Heritage Happening. I was convinced that we were going to come here and talk about all that's happening for the Heritage Festival. Right. But we're talking about a particular event. Correct. And this is Heritage Happening 2025. Roger, tell us about, what year 3 means for the festival, and what does the future look like as you expand and grow?
Okay, good morning to you, and good morning to Tobago, and by extension Trinidad. Actually, this almost says a continuation is in effect, and we've had support from we get a bit of what should I say? We get support from the community, and I think that we should be thankful with this group for having, most important, the support of the Dixieland Steel Orchestra, who accommodates us, gives us a place to rehearse. We have sometimes the use of their pans, so it's really something that we feel that it gives a relevance to this group, which happens to be a group of retirees and seniors. So when you wake in the morning, you say, we have pan practice today at 60 plus. So it is something that the continuation is very important.
Excellent. And let's talk about the community that is created around the Heritage Happening Festival. Now, this is a community of music lovers, pan lovers, persons who are into the arts and culture, and you have tried your best to fit this into the heritage calendar of everything that's happening. Tell us about the community aspect of it and keeping pan alive outside of Carnival.
Okay. First of all, I must say that this event, I was hoping that it would take a root in other communities, meaning that here it is a bunch of retirees who've never played pans in their lives before, started at 60 plus. And they're a very dedicated bunch of people, professionals in their previous line of employment, headmasters, teachers, nurses, professional people. And what we want to do is really, like I say, add a new relevance to it, because there's no work to go to from 8 to 4. So, but there's other things that you could do. So I think getting the community involved, I think that we are doing something that would benefit all of us.
All right. And Mr. Noel, although you have those group of seniors who are playing pan and, having that opportunity to demonstrate all the work that they've been putting in, there's a mixture of, different age groups. It's a wide demographic that would be a part of the festival. We even have some of our young, popular musicians and panists like Mr. Kishon Julian. We have Leon Moore, Oscar B. We have the rising star, Jeremy Stewart. It's a wide cross section of persons that come from all, age categories and walks of life. So, tell us why it's important for persons of all ages to come out and be a part and celebrate and have fun at the heritage happenings on the 27th.
Well, as you just said, we reach every walk of life. So in terms of legacy, the yesterday, the today, and the tomorrow. The Reloaded Steel Orchestra represents our yesterday with our seniors. Dixieland Steel Orchestra represents our today with our present and our middle ages. And the rising stars, those youth who will be that starlight in the sky, moving the pan fraternity, moving the discipline, moving the perfection of the instrument into our tomorrow. So as an attendee, as a patron, you are seeing yourself on stage, because either you fit with us, you fit with us, or you fit with us.
Excellent. And it's so important for, as I kind of hinted to before, to have that pan culture alive even outside of the Carnival Festival, because that's when you really hear a lot happening as it pertains to Panorama and all those competitions. But keeping the pan alive throughout the year, how important is that?
Because Panorama is just one event, we don't want to develop a culture where we only perform when there's a prize. We only perform when there's
scenes on what is happening to, bridge gaps and also help to develop the capacity of the players. One of the reasons why I'm saying that is because I remember there was a recent post on Facebook from someone who I know is into pan, and they were just talking about the lack of recognition for the talent on the island. And one of the things that I said to them is that personal branding is so important for you and yourself, because we see persons like Julian doing an excellent job at his personal branding and even being recognized internationally when he played that Little Mermaid song right on the pan, and it went viral. So even from here in Tobago, we can have global impact with the national instrument. So what type of capacity building is being done behind the scene to ensure that players can maximize their potential and the use of the steel pan?
At this time, I know conversations have started where pan camps at the Dixieland Pan Theatre continue to develop, continue to be discussed, so that our younger ones could have that first-hand knowledge, first-hand experience, especially during this July, August, this Java season, where a lot of persons are more relaxed and laid back, that we can still keep them focused. Do understand that once you can develop yourself through music, all of the other subjects fall in line. That short-term memory is enhanced, that ability to concentrate, that ability to perform, to stand before strangers and deliver. So our panists are leaders for tomorrow. And therefore, through camps, through heritage happening and similar competitions and events and shows, we are trying our best to build the capacity of our youth moving forward.
Excellent. And even as we wrap up our discussion this morning, again, reiterate, some of the dates, the time, and who's going to be there and why it's so important for persons to come out.
Heritage Happening 2025.
Amazing showing of Tobago's talent from all cross sections of life. And guys, you have the ability to be a part of that. Remember, take a note of it, write it down somewhere. It's only $200. It's from 5 p.m. on the 27th of July, and that's happening on the tennis court in Mount Pleasant, right near that Dixieland Steel Orchestra's pan tent. So it's right on the main road. Once you come off of Canby, you take that
Bethany.
I think you take a left.
Yeah.
You take a left right after Penny Savers, and you are driving straight as if you're going straight to Buku.
Correct.
On that Morse Head stretch there. You cannot miss it. It's right there, right after City Distributors, right
Correct.
there, right after City. You cannot miss it. If you go to Easter Monday, you know it's right around that field area. You cannot miss it. So guys, this is something that you really want to be a part of, and it's an event for the entire family.
Correct.
So in case you're looking for something to come out and bring the kids and just have fun, maybe even bring one of your chairs, right? Those chairs that you walk with.
No, we have seats.
We have chairs.
We have
So, you know, people, I always see people sitting up on top there on the thing, on the balcony looking down all the time.
For
Right?
Yes.
But there would be seats available for you. So come with the whole family and have a time, right? Especially for you pan lovers who cannot wait until Carnival to have a time. This is for you. Guys, we want to thank you so much for being a part of this morning's discussions. Thank you for your likes, your shares, and your comments, and all that you have been doing and continue to do to make Tobago Updates the #1 broadcaster here on the island of Tobago. Again, I am Chanel Felix, and have a great day.